Hello, everybody. This is John Paval with the Access Arts Live weekly chamber music live stream action roundup for the week of December 1st to December 8th. We have so much to go through today, and we've already gone through a number of things in our Tuesday live stream action roundup, which may make it possible for me to actually get through the rest of what's coming up this week with you in this one session, because there's so much going on, and I can't wait to get to it all. Before I do that, wherever you may be watching this, let me remind you, do yourself a favor. If you love chamber music, follow and or subscribe to Access Arts Live wherever you happen to see this video or find us, which will be on YouTube, Facebook, X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and LinkedIn. And you will benefit from the more than 1,000 live links to live performances online that we give out every year. Having said that, you can see we've got a full page here of of different live streams, and that doesn't even cover all of them. So I just want to mention briefly those you may that we have already gone over in more detail in our Tuesday live stream action update, and that's St. Marys Perivale, where pianist Luke Jones was playing Debussy's Suite Bergamasque and then Chopin's 24 Preludes. That was this afternoon in London. Coming up later today in about an hour and a half, 7:30 in the evening European time, 1:30 in the afternoon in Philadelphia. Philadelphia Chamber Music Society is live streaming the up-and-coming vocalist soprano Anika Kildegaard, accompanied by Daniel Schreiner on piano. If you want more details about that, these are songs about love and loss, but we gave more details about that in today's update. So check that out if it interests you. And then Wigmore Hall at 9 o'clock tonight is live streaming the rising star, or maybe the already risen star, pianist Elisabeth Brauss, who's returning to Wigmore Hall with a very sophisticated program. Works by Grieg, Hans Abrahamson, Liszt, and Beethoven. If you want the details, again, check today's update. And that's not all today. Later on today at, 9:30 in the evening here in Europe, noon in San Francisco. San Francisco's Noontime Concerts is live streaming veteran cellist Michael Graham and this very seasoned pianist Aileen Chanco at their lunchtime concert. They're doing Arvo Pärt's Fratres, and then Chopin Sonata for Cello and Piano in G minor, Opus 65, and Shostakovich's Sonata for Cello and Piano in D minor, Opus 40. Great stuff going on today, but we talked about that already. So now let's move on to Wednesday. If I seem to be rushing through it, I am, because this week we have 16 different live streams to tell you about, but I've just managed to get past 4 of them, and it may be possible for me to reasonably go through the 12 that are remaining with you during this session. So the first of these is March Vivo, and they're back to doing 3 a week. Wednesday, December 3rd, March Vivo continues the series of Ravel Among the Spaniards with French baritone Stéphane Degout singing Ravel, Fauré, Schumann, and Jacques Ibert, accompanied by expert accompanist British pianist Simon Lepper, proving, if anything, that you do not have to be Spanish to appreciate Ravel's attraction to Spanish music. Those will be at 6 in the evening, Wednesday evening in Europe, noon on the East Coast, 9 in the morning on the West Coast. Good times to watch. If you go to the YouTube link that we give you, you will find a further link to a detailed program, but there's no room to put it in our printed program notes that we provide you, because there's limited room for putting this stuff in. This is their version of the of Spain seen through the eyes or heard through the ears of Ravel, but it includes so they'll do 3 or 4 pieces by Marys Perivale, including 2 Hebrew melodies. Then they do several pieces by Gabriel Fauré, including Après un rêve, la di da dum ba di di, la da da dum, La da dum, ba da dum, la dee 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 dee. I know I lilted a little there, and you shouldn't. Smells it up like that way when it's classical. Anyway, I love that piece. I used to sing it. Sang it at somebody's engagement party once, and she didn't like it. And it was so rare that anyone would actually tell you, no, I didn't like it, that I've never forgotten. Forget all the times people did like it. Anyway, then some pieces by Schumann, Balthazar, and Spanish's Liederspell. Piece by Jacques Béart from Four Chansons, Four Songs by Don Quixote. Fauré's L'Horizon Chimérique, and they'll finish up with Ravel's Chanson Espagnole, Spanish song, and then Don Quixote a Dulcinea, Don Quixote a Dulcinea. Stéphane Degout he's from Lyon. As an opera singer, he's premiered roles in operas by people like Benoît Mernier, Philippe Bozeman, and George Benjamin. He's already a decade ago had been named a Chevalier of the Order of Arts and Letters by the French government. It was in 2012 and 2019, he was Lyric Artist of the Year at the French Victoire Awards. So he's got a great extended discography as well. Simon Lepper teaches collaborative piano at the Royal College of Music. He's the official pianist for the BBC Cardiff Singer of the World competition. And he recorded an album recently with Stéphane Degout called Ballade, Poème d'un jour, Poems of a Day. Good concert, eh? Now, New York 92NY is starting a marathon song cycle series of concerts, 3 concerts this week. Let me tell you about them. And in order to do that, then I got to change pictures, don't I? Yes, I do. I have one person watching. Hello. It's good to have you watching. We get more people watching the recording sometimes than we do watching the live stream at all. But it is very nice that there are some that we do have live stream viewers as well. Like to have that. Okay, here's this marathon. If you love Schubert, if you love German Lieder, if you love art song cycles in general, you may not want to miss this 3-day marathon performance of all 3 Schubert song cycles, Die Schöne Müllerin, Winterreise, and Schwanegesang, by baritone Konstantin Krimmel and pianist Amiel Bushakevich. Live streamed by 92NY, Wednesday, December 3rd, Friday, December 5th, Sunday, December 7th. It's $25 a pop to watch these. 92NY does not give it away, but how often do you get to hear all 3 of these song cycles sung in a week? That's, this is part of the wonders of this live streaming and why you do want to subscribe, because this is terrific. They've been playing together. So they were at the Concertgebouw in October doing a program of ballads. Then they were playing around at various concert halls in Deutschland. They were at the Oxford International Song Festival in October. In July of last year, 2024, they put out a recording of songs by Schubert and Lowe also. And Bushakevich is working on recording all of Schubert's piano works for the Hensler Classics label. He's already done some installments of it that you can find online. So this should be good. It's not the first time that Krimmel has performed in America. He had his North American debut last February at the Park Avenue Armory in New York, doing a Schubert-centered program with Amiel Bushakevich with them, and it was very well received. So what can I say? Enjoy. Then we move on to Thursday. So much going on, folks. And Thursday, the first piece I want to tell you about is Midtown Concerts, this top outfit. Thursday, December 4th, Midtown Concerts host and live streams the 4-voice women's choral group called Demestvo, singing Lost Polyphonies, which is a program of the earliest polyphonic songs from France, Georgia, Ukraine, Russia, England, and Greece, performed alongside contemporary works composed in response to these traditions. We don't have more of a list than that, but this just confirms what I keep telling people, that those who are interested in early music also very often are interested in contemporary music. They're working the bookends around the classical tradition, what came before and what came after, and to find their freedom that way. It's Lucy McKnight, Madeline Cushion, in this group of four, Emma Simmons, who is also a modern and Baroque violinist. She's from Portland, Oregon. She's in she's in the Collier Trio out there and the Oregon Bach Collegium. And then there is Emma Simmons, that is Emma Simmons. Then there's Anastasia, who is a soprano, and she's the one who founded this group, Anastasia Shmitova, and as part of her dissertation work at Princeton, where she's been working on a doctorate. And the name of the group, Demestvo, comes from the Slavic polyphonic chant tradition. So they'll be doing some new transcriptions of polyphonic or polyphonic works, which have not been performed for over 300 years. If you're really, really hardcore into early music, this is it, folks. If you go to the website for Midtown Concerts, you can get more information and the link to Demestvo, DEMESTVO.org, to find out more about this fascinating group. But also on Thursday, we're not at all done on Thursday. There's so much going on. We move on to Philadelphia again this week. And there's a picture of everybody. Let's see if the pictures actually come up. I'm trying to present you with a picture. There you go. December 4th, violinist Joseph Lynn and a number of colleagues play a Beethoven string quartet, violin sonata, and piano trio, which were composed all during the time of life when Beethoven was undergoing the loss of his hearing. And this led to all kinds of changes and introspection and changes in the mood of his work. This is live streamed by Philadelphia Chamber Music Society Thursday evening in the city of brotherly love at 7:30 in the evening in Philadelphia. So it's like 6 hours after the Midtown Concerts program. 4:30 on the West Coast, 1:30 in the morning here in Europe, 11:30 Saturday morning, Friday morning down under in Australia. That's Beethoven's String Quartet number 11 in F minor, Opus 95, the Serioso. His Violin Sonata number 10 in G major, Opus 96, and his Piano Trio number 7 in B flat major, Opus 97, the Archduke Symphony. Those people pictured there are Joseph Lynn and Claire Borg on the violins, Natalie Laufran on the viola, Raman Ramakrishnan on the cello, and Helen Wang on the piano. Joseph Lynn he teaches at Juilliard. He was first violinist of the Juilliard String Quartet back in the mid-teens, and also a founding member of the Formosa Quartet, which was a multiple award winner. He's recorded Korngold, Busini, Debussy, Franck Milot with the pianist Orion Weiss, and the complete unaccompanied works of Bach and Issei. So Claire Borg on the violin. She's a regular performer with musicians from Marlborough, Jupiter Symphony Chamber Players, Orpheus Chamber Orchestra, the Curtis on Tour, etc. Natalie Laufran on the or Lauren, I'm Loughran. Sorry, Natalie, if I don't have the pronunciation. On the viola, in 2021, she won first prize at the Primrose International Viola Competition and the Audience Award. And she was awarded the William Schumann Prize from Juilliard School for outstanding leadership and achievement in music. How about that from Juilliard? Raman Ramakrishnan on the cello. He's been around for a couple decades, founding member of the Horzovsky Trio and the Daedalus Quartet. Wow. And so he's done a lot of touring, teaches at Bard College these days. And finally, Helen Wang on the piano is a Taiwanese American soloist. I get the impression she does a lot of soloist work with orchestras, more perhaps than some of the others, because she's played with the Cleveland Orchestra, the National Symphony, Philadelphia, Berlin Phil, the Leipzig Gewandhaus Orchestra, the Orchestre Nationale de France, the London Phil, the Israeli Phil, among others. And that's what you have for you coming out of Philadelphia on Thursday evening, playing three. You know, if you love Beethoven, this will be intensely Beethoven-ish. A very thoughtful program put together with respect to what was going on, what was happening to this composer, when, and how did the music come out then? You know, sometimes we look at that, and then sometimes we don't want to look at it, but they want to look at it, and you'll hear it. Okay, that's not all. Also Thursday night, there's one more. Let me see if I've got a photo for this Thursday night thing, because now we go to what you call contemporary composition. We have 3 contemporary composition performances being live streamed this week, and the thing is, I don't know too much about all of them, and I don't always have a photo, but for this one I do. Thursday night, December 4th in New York City, Roulette Intermedium is live streaming a combined bill of the Ghost Ensemble playing a work by contemporary composer Sarah Davachi, and the Sam Weinberg Trio playing now music that was created to be played for this occasion for the first time. That's at 8 o'clock New York time, 5 o'clock on the West Coast, 2 o'clock in the morning here in Europe, and Friday noon down under in Australia. You know, sometimes it's hard to tell at the Roulette Ensemble. Are you going to hear jazz? Are you going to hear classical? And this may be a mix of it, but the Ghost Ensemble, it's an 8-instrument group, and they have a conductor. So that seems pretty classical to me. They have saxophone, several double basses, drums, flute, oboe, microtonal accordion, harp, viola, cello, and 3 double basses. So that's a handful, and the conductor is Carl Bettendorf. So they're doing a piece by Sarah Davachi called Basso Continuo, which hasn't been played in New York before, but it's been played elsewhere. But it was commissioned by the Ghost Ensemble. So it's something they went out to get, and they got it, and now they're playing it in different places. The Sam Weinberg Trio is alto sax, contrabass, and drums, and they've created a new set of compositions for this performance. But sax, bass, and drums sounds very jazzish to me. I don't know. You have to tune in and check it out. But Roulette Intermedium is like, top of the scale for avant-garde productions, and certainly for live streams in New York City. It's right up there. So then we move on to also on Friday. So much. Actually, this is the first one on Friday. I think I'm getting confused about my times. Now we move on to something very classical as this weekend unfolds. Very established, very grown-up. St. Marys Perivale live streams the very well-known and accomplished pianist Peter Donahoe on Friday, December 5th, playing 2 Beethoven sonatas and works by Busoni and Mozart in between. Hugh Mather of St. Marys Perivale highly recommends this one. I did an interview with Hugh Mather, which you can find on our YouTube channel last week, and I asked him, about upcoming productions, what would be good, and first thing he did was single out Peter Donahoe, who's been, he's been around. He's an established pianist. He's known as one of the foremost pianists of the last 50 years, let us say. he's played with everybody from the Dresden Phil and the BBC to he did a UK tour with the Russian State Philharmonic Orchestra, which sometimes live streams they're live streamed by the Moscow Philharmonic Society. We tell you about them. There was one last week. He's appeared at the BBC proms more than 20 times. His recent recordings include the 6 volumes of Mozart piano sonatas. So, this guy is it. And he starts with Beethoven's Sonata in A, Opus 101. That's like a 20-minute piece. And then he finishes with Beethoven's Sonata in B flat, Opus 106, the Hammer Clavier. And that's like a 40-minute piece. So that's an hour of piano there. And that's not all. Then he plays Busoni's Fantasia Contrapuntistica, which is a 30-minute piece and broken down into all kinds of different sections. And Mozart's Fantasia in C minor, Kursel number 475, which is 12 minutes. This is an hour and a half concert. This is a full evening by a top pianist. This is St. Marys Perivale saying, well, we're going to give it like a really deluxe concert on a Friday night, as distinct from their afternoon, their weekly concerts, which are really fine. You get really good quality always from St. Marys Perivale, but this is like extra quality, I would say. Okay, then we move on to a concert for which I don't think I have anything remotely approaching a visual to show you. No, I don't. I tell you, what I could show you is, here's what I can do. I can show you this guy. Hold on. Hold on a second. Let me find him for you. Yeah, this guy. This is Gene Pritzker, okay? Friday, December 5th, Gene Pritzker and his merry band of musicians will be live streaming with Composers Concordance, a concert called Ragtimes, which appears to be about contemporary music and contemporary compositions composed in the spirit and the rhythms of ragtime. I think it's Jeffrey Burleson on the piano, Marcus Catilla on the piano, Daniel Laufer on the piano, Eugene McBride playing piano, Steve Sandberg and David C. also pianists. David Taylor, they got a bass trombone, a trumpet. They've got, and what are they going to be playing? They'll be playing Gene Pritzker's Rhyme Rag. They'll be playing Lee McClure's Suite No. 2 from The Voyage, Dan Cooper's Precariat. And then they're playing selected works by people like William Bolcom, Jeffrey Burleson, Kenneth Laufer, Eugene McBride, Steve Sandberg, David Taylor, Joseph Martin Waters. This is all sort of now very, very contemporary music. If contemporary music is your thing, you could do much worse than to tune in to the Facebook live stream page of Composers Concordance on Friday night to enjoy this rag time. Okay. So then what do we have up for you next, Jenny? What's next? Well, what do we have behind door number 11? This is a concert that I do not have a lot of information about it, but I want to let you know about it. It appears to be in the Christmas spirit. Friday, December 5th at 7:30 in the evening, Eastern Standard Time, St. David's Music Series presents the Canticle Singers of Baltimore, presenting a concert which is called a Choral Kaleidoscope. This is Margarita Luchakina on the piano, and the conductor of this group is Wendy Wickham. They will start out doing the Ave Maria by Franz Biebel. Then they'll do Benjamin Britten's This Little Babe, and then there's more. But we don't know what the more is. But you can assume that it will be along the lines of Christmas music. Canticle Singers is a professional level women's chamber choir in Baltimore. And they have been well received by the press. The Baltimore Sun says they are remarkable, offering admirable variety and depth of repertoire. So, and the pianist, Margherita Lucaccina, trained at the Ganeshan School, but then got a couple of degrees at the Peabody Conservatory in Baltimore, the oldest conservatory in the United States of America. Enjoy. Then we're on to, we have 3 more live streams to tell you about, I believe. So let me, by all means, get to them. There. Saturday, December 6th at noontime here in Europe, March Vivo live streams in a patron's 18th century drawing room. This is a particular kind of music from the 18th century. It's being performed by Anachronia, which is a youthful, fairly youthful ensemble. They've won a number of prizes. They were named the Rising Ensemble of 2024 by the European program E-Emerging. They were named the Emerging Ensemble 2023 in the Fest Classica circuit. Gemma named them the Best Young Early Music Group in 2022, and they were named the Best Baroque Music Performers at the 2021 Barcelona Festival, and they've been hitting the festival circuit ever since. And they are directed by Ana Hernandez Sanchez. And the instruments they play are the viola da gamba, the Baroque transverse flute, the Baroque violin, the harpsichord, and the Baroque viola. They'll be doing music by composers like Mariana Martinez, Christian Petzold, Joseph Haydn. I love my love in secret. Bach's Jesus bleibet meine Freude, Handel's Zadok the Priest, some CPE Bach, and finishing up with Luigi Boccarini's Quintet for Guitar and Strings in D major. So a fine early music piece from March Vivo. Following up after that, also on Saturday, is another contemporary music concert, and I do not know if I am able to find for you a photograph that goes with it. I know I downloaded the poster once upon a time, but my friends, I am absolutely not perfect. Of this, I am convinced by now. Nah, isn't going to happen. So let me just tell you about it. And I'll have to depend on Constellation Chicago to provide some more information about this concert as time develops. Saturday, December 6th at 10 o'clock in the evening European time, 3 in the afternoon in Chicago, Constellation Chicago will be live streaming the Catalytic Sound Festival. This is, it includes the Lane Tech Workshop Ensemble with Ken Vandermark, Mike Curry, Spite of Darkness, and a solo by Ikui Mori. This is what you call now music. It's if you're looking for something completely contemporary and without boundaries or limits, that's what this is. And I will see if I can get more information about Constellation Chicago about what this is. But I wanted you to know that this exists because it does. And now we have only 2 more live streams to tell you about. You know, if you were trying to get this information yourself, there's no way you could do it. I'm telling you, it's a full-time job to dig any of this information up. So let's talk about the next live stream, which will be on Sunday. And there's the publicity ad that March Vivo itself uses. Sunday, December 7th at noon, European type, March Vivo live streams Noctes, directed by Maria Mauri and accompanied by Agnes Mauri on the viola, which is playing a compendium of mid-17th century airs de cour, airs of the court, exploring the Commedia dell'arte tradition. There was a transition from the Renaissance to Baroque, from the kind of song that sang the poetry of Ronsard and Du Bellay under the reign of the last Valois, then giving way to what's called the air du cour. Air du cour normally is a monody accompanied by guitar or lute, and that disappeared under the court of Louis XIV. Music became a lot more. They're doing pieces like Joan Mangranet's Sonatina on the Rossignol, Miguel. And here's the thing: you have all these pieces here that they're going to be playing are all by contemporary composers. Piece by Miguel Oliu, Yolemo, Mariona Villa, The Husband, Luc Bonal, Passage para coro a cappella, and then there are pieces, all of the pieces, which are listed here. They have dates in the 20th century. So I'm not sure how the information that we've gotten from March Vivo goes together with the early music, which is described in the program notes. So Noctes, they're a Barcelona-based, they're a chamber choir, and they're directed by Maria Mauri, who was studying at the Catalonia College of Music, and now they work together with the Catalonia College of Music. And I take it that Maria and Agnes Mauri, who's a violist, and a pianist, are sisters. And so they have this group together, and they're doing all these pieces of music. But folks, you're going to have to tune in to find out what it really is, because the more I look at what they tell me it really is, the less I understand. I have one more live stream to tell you about here, folks. I'm telling you, there were so many there. Like, we're up to, I don't know, something like almost 20 this week. So I have done my best, but sometimes these things just defy the odds. And here I have the pictures of this last group, and I ask you to disregard the date that's there because or the times, but this is a picture of the group which I was able to come up with, and it was the best that was available. This is the Chamber Music Collective. Sunday, December 7th, St. Marys Perivale is live streaming its usual Sunday afternoon concert with the Chamber Music Collective playing Dvorak and Dvorak. That's their usual 4 o'clock in the afternoon time on Sunday in Europe, 10 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast, 7 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast. They'll start out with Dvorak's Terzetto in C, Opus 74. That'll be Patrick Savage on the violin, Markella Vandoros on the violin, and Yuri Zislin on the viola. Then they'll do Dvorak's Piano Quintet in A, Opus 81, and that'll be Patrick, those three again, along with Kirsten Jensen on the cello and Anissa Neumann on the piano. Patrick Savage is originally from Australia, and he's had a thorough career across genres. Former principal member of the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. Markella Vandoro, she's London-based, founding member of the Mediterranean Trio, but she's also been a recitalist with various pianists. Studied at the Maastricht Conservatory and the Royal College of Music. Zislin has played with is a professor of violin and viola at the Royal College of Music. Kirsten Jensen is California. No, she's not. She made her solo debut playing with the BBC Scottish Symphony Orchestra. She's recorded for Channel Classics and BIS Records, and she tours with the Ragazze Quartet from Holland. The pianist Anissa Neumann was raised in California, but is based in London now, studied at Manhattan School of Music and the University of Oxford, but then also kept studying in Berlin, Montreal, and Madrid. She's got a degree in PhD in musicology from King's College London. Spends a lot of time in Sweden, though, playing with various orchestras in there, doing duo recitals with the flautist Håkan Sundin, and playing with the Swedish wind quartet Fem Blåsare, 5 blowers, literally is what that means. So, folks, that is the very full, extensive roster of live streams we have for you this week. What a great deal to keep up with. I hope that one or any of these live streams may inspire you, uplift you, or just show you a heck of a good time. I'll remind you, wherever you may be seeing this clip or watching Access Arts Live, do yourself a favor and follow and or subscribe to Access Arts Live to get more than 1,000 live performances online, 90% of which are free of charge, as were almost all of these that I just told you about, except for the Schubert things going on at 92 NY. All the rest of them, 15 or 16 free live streams. And people are paying 25, 35, 40, 50, 60 euros a pop or dollars a pop to see these concerts. You get them free of charge. So follow and subscribe to us on Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, or LinkedIn, and you will have access to all of it. We want you to have access wherever you are, so you just wander over on whatever platform you spend the most time on, find one of these live streams on my part or one of our individual clips, and you just click on the link we give you, and you're there. So I have now finished this week's orchestral and operatic live stream roundup yesterday. Today I did the organs recitals, and now I've finished the chamber music. That's it for this week. We will have individual clips coming back especially about the individual operas. We've got an opera down in Buenos Aires later this week, and the Vienna State Opera is also doing a live stream full-scale opera. So it's a great week for opera lovers too. Ciao for now.